Could do? Okay. Hello everybody. I said hello everybody. That's more like it. That's more like it. Hello, my name's Tommy. I'll be your guide. I hope you sprechen Sie Scouts. Sprechen Sie Scouts, that's right. Your guide today is Dave. Can everyone say hello to Dave, please?
Hi, Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Alright. The Scouse fellas say alright. The Scouse girls say hiya.
Hiya.
Can we open these windows, please? Get a bit of airflow going on. Remember, COVID is still a thing, kids. Okay, good. That's better. Alright guys, so listen, before we go any further, let me just explain how this works. You might think this is very obvious. It's a hop-on, hop-off tour. When you want to hop off, press the bell. If you don't press the bell, you're not hopping off, okay? Also, don't ask for the stop 3 stops ago. You do it before the stop you're after. The number of people who do that and say, can I get off 3 stops ago, please? You can't. That's just physics, okay? Alright, that's how this works. If you want to follow us on the map, just so you can orientate yourself, that's all good. A reminder, you're on the red route. The Beatles is the blue route. If you haven't done the Beatles, by the way, it's an award-winning tour, well worth your time. The map is not just a map, by the way, it also has lots of money off coupons, okay, on the reverse side. So, for example, you can get a free glass of bubbly in the Philharmonic pub, the best pub in the city, arguably. I'll point that out when we get there. You get money off coupons from a range of activities, food, drink and attractions, including 20% off entry into the Beatles, the Liverpool Magic Beatles Museum, 23 Matthew Street. Okay, so this is your passport to a better world, alright? And now let me begin my tour proper by saying you've just left in this beautiful sunshiny day. What a day for touring, eh? You picked a good one, guys. This is the Albert Dock, now known as the Royal Albert Dock. Built in 1846, and named after Prince Albert himself, Queen Victoria's fella. It was subsequently reopened in 1988 by the then Prince, now King Charles. That should tell you a story in itself of the rise and fall and rise again of this face. On your right hand side, in front of you, the stripy building is known in Liverpool as the Streaky Bacon Building. This was the headquarters of the White Star Shipping Line. The Titanic was registered from this building, everyone. On your left hand side now, this collection of buildings are known locally as the Three Graces. They help make Liverpool one of the world's most recognisable waterfronts. From left to right, the buildings are the Port of Liverpool building with the dome on top, allegedly built without planning permission. That's the scousest thing I've ever heard. Permission, what's that? The middle building is the Cunard, and the final building, of course, is the most famous in the city, the Liver building, made famous in the 1970s with Carla Lane's sitcom, The Liver Birds. But as we turn the corner, it's not about the Fab 3, it's about the Fab 4. In front of us, you'll see our world famous statue of the Beatles. Unveiled in 2015 by Julia Baird, John Lennon's half-sister. This monument has become the #1 tourist attraction in the whole city. Please do not leave the city without having your picture taken with the lads right there. Yeah? There's always a crowd around it. Now on your left. Now on your left. Now on your left, check this building out. This is the Port of Liverpool building, and it shows you the power, wealth and majesty that this city once enjoyed as the second city of the British Empire. In front of you now is Darth Vader's holiday apartments. Next door to the Museum of Liverpool. Now this my talk can only ever scratch the surface of the history of this phenomenal town. If you want to know more, go to this one here, yeah? The Museum of Liverpool. Like all our museums and galleries, entry is free. So the price is right. Ahead of it now, if you want to get a ferry across the Mersey, yes, here's where you leave from. The building that was designed by a 5-year-old with ADHD or an Etch-a-Sketch. And if you do get a ferry across the Mersey, you'll be travelling on the world's oldest continuous passenger ferry, folks, formed in the 12th century. Let me just check for you, lad. Okay. Alright, here we go. So hold on tight, yeah? You hold on tight. Hold on. Okay, your health and safety is my concern, okay? Alright. First of all, is anyone from Germany on board? I'd just like to say Dankeschön for the life of Mr. Jürgen Klopp, and especially his wife Clipperty. On your left hand side is the Cunard building, yeah? The headquarters once upon a time of the Cunard shipping line. It's now the headquarters of the British music experience, which is very appropriate, as no other UK city has had more #1 hits than Liverpool. At 66 after the Beatles got #1 just back then, which is a bit mad. But it's now the home, so yeah, so the first Scouse #1 was in 1953, a song by a lady called Lita Rosa. Can anyone tell me the name of that song? It counts if you know it. Anyone? Okay, I guarantee you know it. I guarantee it, yeah? Join in if you know the words. How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that doggy's for sale. True story, man. First Scouse #1. Thank you, man. I'll take that scattering of applause, stick it in my back pocket, and enjoy it later with a cup of tea and a ciggy. Now, the larger building you've just seen there, back there, the most famous building in the city, was built in 1911 and was the first building anywhere in the world to be built using a steel frame and concrete. As we head past St. Nicholas's Church, St. Nicholas, by the way, is better known as Father Christmas, yes, but who is he the patron saint of? Anyone? Who was thieves? Yes, actually repentant thieves. You've got to repent, okay? He's the patron saint of sailors, repentant thieves, and working girls. True story. That's the secret life of Santa right there. Okay, you've just passed on your right hand side the secret World War II bunker called the Western Approaches. Liverpool played a key role in World War II. That was where the Battle of the Atlantic was planned and executed, one of the most important battles of World War II. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Liverpool's story really began in the year 1207 when King John wanted the base to attack Ireland and Wales from. He chose a sleepy little fishing village called Liverpool. It was so insignificant that it wasn't even included in the Doomsday Book, 1066. As you went through time, this sleepy little fishing village grew and grew. King John built a castle here that lasted for 500 years. It was pulled down because we chose the wrong side in the English Civil War. We're always on the wrong side of something in this city. And now as we head towards the financial and political district of the town, I need to point out the elephant in the room, and it's this. Between the years 1700 and 1807, Liverpool merchants set out on over 5,000 slavery voyages, transporting at least 1.5 million people into servitude, horror and an early death. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we built this city, and we didn't just do it on rock and roll, you know what I mean? If you want to get a more of an insight into exactly how it was done, go to the International Slavery Museum at the Albert Dock, the only one in the country. It is not entertaining, yes? It's definitely not entertaining, but it's really, really important. A very important part of our education. Have you got any Queen fans on board? Any fans of Freddie Mercury? Yeah, okay, well Freddie came in 1969. There's a logo here as you turn the corner, which became the cover of the Queen album, A Night at the Opera. Just there where it says State House. Okay, next stop is the Cavern Quarter. Does anyone want the Cavern Quarter? Excellent. Can I make a recommendation to you as well? Go to the Magical Beatles Museum, 23 Matthew Street. Show them your ticket. From this bus, you get 20% off. It's the best Beatles museum in the city by far. Run by Pete Best, an actual Beatle, and his son Rogue. Yeah, highly recommended. Loads of memorabilia. Other Beatles museums are just photographs. This isn't. Also, if you go to the Cavern, look opposite the building and look up, I can see the very first statue of the Beatles, sculpted in 1974 by local hero Arthur Dooley. And here we go. Now, if you look up left, if you look up high on the left, you'll see the statues of the lads. There's John, there's Paul. But who's this? It's Billy Connolly. That's the big in right there, in the whole boat. Listen, does anyone want anything from Greg's? Every hour, on the hour, we'll be back at the stop we drop you off at, yeah? Your last chance to jump on is 3:20, and that's that. You hop on, and then you hop off, and that's that. Now, as you turn the corner, check out the beautiful buildings on this street. Look up high. My advice to you in Liverpool is to look up, yeah? Look up. Don't be looking on the ground level. Look up. That's where the great detail is. In front of us is Liverpool Town Hall, where the Beatles stood on that balcony in 1964 to accept the freedom of the city before going on to the world premiere of A Hard Day's Night. Right-hand side, and you'll see outside where Nems used to be, the North End music stores. Our statue of Eleanor Rigby is just past the lights on the right, sculpted by the artist Tommy Steele. He charged the princely sum of £0.50 for it. Now, ahead of us on the left, by the lights, is the original Bank of Liverpool. This is where we used to print our own money, folks. By the way, some of us still do. If you also look above the front door as well, you'll see multicoloured pigeons. That was from a previous biennial, yeah? And it's meant to represent the migration into Liverpool. Liverpool has the oldest Chinese community and the oldest African community in the whole of Europe. Now, as you know, we take our football, just a little bit too seriously here in the city. And ahead of us, two of the icons of our football teams are represented. On your left-hand side, that beautiful red brick is the Dixie Dean Hotel. Named after William Dixie Dean, Everton's greatest ever goal scorer. His record of 60 goals in one season is unlikely to ever be repeated. 60. Yeah, that's when a ball was like a cannonball. Opposite Dixie is Bill Shankly, the Shankly Hotel. Bill Shankly came down from the small town of Glenbuck in Scotland, and via playing for Preston North End, he took over the... Is that your club? Is it? That's my dad's club as well. It's from Garstang. You just won at the weekend, didn't you? Get in. So do you know what? It's interesting though. I grew up hating football, really hating it, because it dominates the culture so much here. But I realised pretty quickly that if I wanted to talk to other men, I need to know what football was about, because otherwise you're out the man club. You know what I mean? But still, I mean, I'm not saying right now. Anyway, listen, mums and dads, the kids love the museum in front of us, yeah? It's the World Museum in this fine collection of Great Wall listed buildings. Absolutely beautiful. It's got dinosaurs in it. It's got a planetarium in it. It's got giant spider crabs. I mean, what else? What else do you want? So it's beautiful, yeah? It's, oh yeah. By the way, everyone, when you're in Liverpool, we call the police the busies. And then, my lips, can you just hold on there? Because we can't quite let you off here. It's going to be Lime Street. Listen, can I ask you to retake your seats? Because William Brown Street's closed. Our next stop is Lime Street. Unless you want to come down and hold on tight, I'm just worried that you'll fall. Whatever you do, don't be on the stairs, is what I'm saying, yeah? I'm not your dad. But I am telling you to mind yourself, alright? Mind yourselves now, there you go, alright? We'll let you know in just a second where you can go, okay? Alrighty. On your left hand side is one of the finest buildings you're ever likely to see, St George's Hall. Built in 1854, designed by a man named Harvey Lonsdale Elms. It shows you again the wealth and magnificence that this city once enjoyed as the second city of the British Empire. It was the first building anywhere in the world to be to have an integrated air conditioning system. Sorry.
In the back, staying in the back.
St George's.
Too busy, babes.
Okay.
There's too many facts. It's absolutely magnificent inside. It has a priceless floor called the Minton Tile floor. That's only brought out once a year because in 1984 there was a gig in there by a certain local beat combo by the name of Echo and the Bunnymen. One Bunnymen fan. Bunnymen. Echo and the Bunnymen. Yeah, anyway, the gig was so raucous the crowd broke the floor. Okay, so that's why it's only ever brought out on special occasions. Lime Street Station in front of you is the world's first passenger railway station. Our link with Manchester, formed in 1830, is the world's first intercity rail line. As you come through the lights, look left onto the plateau. St George's Plateau is a sacred place for the people of the city. It's a place of huge importance. Whenever anything really important that affects everyone here happens, this is where we gather. In 1911, 500,000 men gathered there in the general transport strike. The police baton charged them from horses. The men responded by ripping up the railings from the Great Western Hotel opposite and then fighting back against the police. In 1980, when John Lennon was murdered, 25,000 people gathered here impromptu to hold a vigil for him. And 6 years ago, when the Bishop of Liverpool, the Right Reverend James Jones, delivered his Hillsborough report, that's where we gathered, a very, very important part of the city. Not enhanced one iota with all this Christmas market rubbish. Good riddance, man. £6.50 for a pint? Nah. Okay, as we turn into London Road, I hit a bit of a blank spot here. There's nothing really to say. I'm happy to take questions at this point. No questions? No? It's not too bad. Not too bad. Do you know why we're called Scousers, for example? I'm glad you asked. We're called Scousers because in the 19th century, Norwegian sailors brought over a dish with them called labskaus. It's a poor man's stew. What they would do, they would put it in a slow cooker on the quayside to eat at the end of their shift. But the Liverpool dockers loved it so much, or rather they were so starving, they would eat it morning, noon and night. And so the Norwegians called the dockers Scousers, and then it applied to the rest of us. Apart from the Irish, we must be the only people in the world named after a stew. So thank you, Norway. No point. Whale the jewellery back off them. But she went too far one time when she left one fella completely naked on the steps of Lime Street Station, and for that she was arrested, tried and deported to Australia, where someone wrote a song about it and she became a legend. When I told that story last month, an Australian gentleman at the back put his hand up and says, "Yeah mate, but to me she'll always be great grandma." Now this on your right hand side, look up high and check out this giant naked fella. His name's Dickie Lewis. Yeah, Dickie Lewis. And now on your left hand side, oh, they look like that. Okay. So this stood for the Adelphi, anyone? Let me just see. Oh, thanks for that. Thank you so much. Oh, thanks for coming, my darling. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. I wish my wife felt the same way. They wait for us. Now, the Adelphi Hotel was once known as Great Britain's front door. That's how important it was. Famous people to have stayed here include Eleanor Roosevelt, Laurel Hardy, Bob Dylan, Roy Rogers and Trigger. And for younger members on board, Trigger was a horse, of course. But did he stay in the bridal suite? That's what we want to know. Now, as you know, we have two cathedrals here in Liverpool and you're about to meet one. Now gang, it's utterly unlike any other cathedral you'll ever visit. I mean that. It's like, oh, it's just really, it's of itself. Even if you've got no religious belief whatsoever, I urge you to visit one or both of our cathedrals because they're both awesome in the old sense of that word. Now this first one was built in 1967 as a cathedral for our times. And it's based on a striking crown of thorns design. It still strikes one as incredibly modern, even to our eyes. And here it is. The official title of this building is the Metropolitan Cathedral of Christ the King. As the Scouts call it, Paddy's Wigwam. Now this building boasts more individual pieces of stained glass than any other building in the UK. The light and the colour in here are phenomenal, gang. Also, if you come here visit here, I recommend visiting the crypt. The crypt was the only part of the original building that got built. Designed by Edwin Lutyens. And now we're in the Knowledge Quarter, home of our 4 universities. The red brick building on the left hand side gave rise to the term Red Brick University in the 1960s. That was the original. Okay, coming up for Paddy's Wigwam. Does anyone want this stuff? Excellent, I don't blame you, man. I had a lady on the tour last week. She said the 2 best things she saw here in Liverpool were this building and the Philharmonic pub. Now what I can recommend to you guys, yeah, once you've been here, walk down Hope Street, go to the Philharmonic, show them your ticket and get your free drink. Yeah, the price is right. If you're leaving us here, thank you very, very much for coming. Please consider leaving something in our hat or leave us a review. If you're coming back on the tour, we'll be back in exactly or thereabouts 1 hour. Thanks so much, gang. Look after yourselves. Blessings. Blessings, you guys. Look after yourselves. Give God my love. All the best, man. Get it. A very poetic folks are here in Liverpool. We have a Catholic cathedral designed by a Protestant, a Protestant cathedral designed by a Catholic, both linked by a street called Hope. Hope Street is one of the most significant cultural streets in the whole country. Home of the Mersey poets, Adrian Henry, Roger McGough and Brian Patton, who in 1967, the same year this cathedral was built, published the Mersey Sound, that's still the best-selling poetry anthology of all time. On your left-hand side, as we turn the corner, is the Everyman Theatre. Famous people to have come from here include Julie Walters, Bill Nye, Pete Postlethwaite, David Morrissey, and many more. Now, I mentioned about your free drink in the best pub in town. It's ahead of us now on the right-hand side. That's the film on it. Does anyone want it? Excellent. You are people of taste and distinction. Alright, you guys, again, if you're leaving us here, thanks so much for coming, and we'll be back in 1 hour, yeah? Enjoy. Don't forget to go to the grade 1 listed toilets, yeah? Enjoy, you guys. Enjoy, my beauties. Good luck to you. Take excellent care, sir. Look after yourself, man. Ta, kid, best of luck, yeah? Back in an hour. Thanks, kid. Thank you, my love. Best of luck, gang, eh? Back in an hour, yeah? Don't forget the scouts in the fill, yeah? Blessings. Thanks, kid. Ah, Tom, man, thank you. Hey! Get in. That's what you want, isn't it? The reviews are in. Titanic, as the ship sank, came from that orchestra. On your left hand side, we call these this beautiful collection of restaurants the Toxteth Riviera. Ahead of you on the right is the School of Art where John met Cynthia and Stuart. Next door to George and Paul's old secondary school, the Liverpool Institute. Keep your eyes peeled on the right, guys, and in front here, because we're about to have a wow moment. This is our other cathedral, the Anglican. It's the largest Anglican cathedral anywhere in the world, and the 5th largest cathedral of any denomination. It was designed by a 22-year-old man named Giles Gilbert Scott. He never lived to see it completed because construction began in 1904, and it took 74 years to build. I remember this being built when I was a boy. It's ironic, the Catholic cathedral looks so modern, but actually opened before this one. Like I say, I think the views from the top, if anyone wants it, ring the bell. The views from the top of this building are unparalleled, yes? It's 500 feet above sea level. You need to get 2 lifts and climb 108 stairs to get to the very, very top. It's beautiful, man. I can't recommend it highly enough. It's amazing. Hey, here's our crew back again. Hey gang, hello, welcome back. Hey man, you alright? Yes. They're back, ciao ciao. Ciao my loves, hello hello. How was it? How was the cathedral? Would you recommend it? They are, you see. The reviews are in, kids. Welcome back, hey, willkommen, willkommen, willkommen. There we go. Oh, hang on a second, kid. Are you getting off, my friend? Okay. Let this fella off there, Davey. Thanks, kid. Best of luck. Thanks, man. Sorry, my loves. There you go. Oh, don't forget your glove. Yeah, no worries. Blessings, yeah? Look after your lovely selves. See you in 1 hour, yeah? 1 hour we're back. Okay? As we turn the corner, you didn't want you want the Harley Street of the North. This is Rodney Street. Famous people to come from this street include Mr. Brian Samuel Epstein, born in number 4. Nicholas Montserrat, author of the book The Cruel Sea. William Gladstone, the only man to be British Prime Minister 4 times. And my dear departed friend, Jamie Reid, the punk artist, who developed the Sex Pistols album cover, Never Mind the Bollocks. Rest in peace, Jimmy. As we turn the corner, I want to point out something really important. This is St. Luke's Church, yeah? Known locally as the bombed out church. It was bombed in the May Blitz of 1941. It's now a managed ruin and it's open. And I recommend you go in here, gang, yeah? Because we have 2 cathedrals here in Liverpool, but only 1 bombed out church. And look at this work of art now on your left. That statue, known as All Together Now, yeah, it was sculpted by Andy Edwards, again, the guy who did the Beatles for the waterfront. But please, if you can, try and make it to the bombed out church, it's amazing. And here is the tune. Welcome to Chinatown, everyone. Liverpool has the oldest Chinese community in Europe and the oldest African community in Europe. As you come through the lights, check it out ahead of us on the right, the largest Chinese arch outside of China. A gift to us from our sister city, Shanghai. Okay, are you guys off here yet? Alright, lovely. Thanks for coming. Don't forget, we'll be back in just 1 hour's time. Hello, my love. 1 hour's time, kiddo. Thank you, yeah. Pleasure. Pleasure, you girls. Look after each other, yeah? I'm gonna say, kiddo. Thank you, my darling. Don't forget, we'll be back in 1 hour. You can throw that in the bin there, my mate. Both Jerry Marsden and Ronnie Wycherley came from. Does anyone know who Ronnie Wycherley is better known as? No? Billy Fury. Yeah, Billy Fury's from just down there. Anyway, in the Dingle was the world's first overhead railway was born in 1893. It ran the 7 miles of Liverpool's dock system all the way to Seaforth, and at the height of its powers it took more than 1 million men to war, including my great Uncle Jack. It was much imitated all around the world, especially in Chicago, where to this day the elevated railway is known as the L and is the most valued part of the local infrastructure. But what did we do with ours, folks? The original and the best. Why, we threw it all away, of course. That's just how we do. Now, the last thing that shows you that we ever had such a thing as an overhead railway is buried in the wall ahead of us on the left-hand side. When we pass the wall, have a look for the black iron stanchions. Yeah, they once held aloft the world's first overhead railway. If only we had that today. Imagine that, if you could get off at the airport, to John Lennon Airport, and jump on an overhead railway all the way into town. How good would that be? But sadly, Liverpool, it was described to me vividly years ago as the graveyard of good ideas. That good ideas come here to be born, and they also die here. Yeah, it's a true story. all began. Have you enjoyed your tour, everybody? Excellent, man. Me too, me too. Listen, can I just make a plea? If you've enjoyed us in any way, shape or form, please consider throwing something into the hat on your way out, because these teeth aren't fixing themselves. You know what I mean? Second of all, please leave us a review on TripAdvisor. You know we live and die by our reviews. There's my mate Howard on that funky bike. He's one of the best artists in town. He's a geezer. Yeah, do please leave us a review on TripAdvisor. But remember this, folks, if you liked us, our names are Dave and Tommy. If you didn't, our names are Phil and Ryan, okay? Alright. Beautiful, man. And listen, just so you know, the next tour leaves now. Now. Okay, so now we're there leaving a few minutes time. You'll have time if you want to jump back on. You can stay on. You can jump off for a quick rest break or a cup of coffee. Join us back on and we'll do it all again, yeah? Same order, same rubbish, and that's that. Don't forget, there's so much to do and see around the Albert Dock, including the International Slavery Museum, the Beatles story, the World Museum, the Museum of Liverpool Life, the Maritime Museum, and the usual bars and restaurants. If you're leaving us here, can I just take this opportunity to thank you all on behalf of Liverpool City Sites. Your comfort and experience is our concern. So on behalf of us all, I'd like to say thank you very much, and Happy New Year, everybody!